right now. Come on, man. We are really happy to be here on the live today, and I'm pretty sure that you can hear me good. If you can't, let me know, but I can tell my indicators that you can hear us really good. All right. So today we have a packed show. We always say packed show, but you know what I'm saying? Packed in the sense of good stuff to share. And I'm pretty sure you are ready to enjoy this day with us. And today we have a wonderful topic to discuss. Those of you who have been following us, you know we talk about health all the time. But as we said last week, we want to make sure that we include other things that benefit us all, especially, you know, the fact that our main belief in the things we do is found in 3rd John 2, which says that, dear friend, I wish above all things that you prosper and be healthy, just as it is well, or your soul is prospering. In other words, we believe in the fact of being healthy and then also prosper in all other things, especially when it comes to your finances and your social life. So we want to use this medium to talk about issues concerning your finances and also your social life. And then the other week we will do health. So this week is social issues or financial issues, and then the following week we'll do strictly health. And are um, both of them are actually on different channels. So we have the whole life channel where you see the social issues, and then the Dr. Oteng channel, which you also have for health issues. So if you are joining us for today and it's your first time, you are welcome. We want to welcome you to the first episode in terms of me doing it with Gifty on the whole life channel. So today's topic is one of the ones that are very interesting. It's an interesting topic. And before we proceed, I just want to introduce Gifty is Dr. Gifty Oteng, and myself, I am Dr. Oteng, and we are here to help. All right, so today's topic is the poverty mindset, for short. Basically, overcoming the poverty mindset. Overcoming the poverty mindset. So we're going to be talking about certain things that are related to mindset, and especially why some people remain poor and will continue to be poor. But hopefully after this show, at the end of the show, you would have a mindset shift which will bring you into the path of doing well, which is our focus. Well in health, and then well financially and socially. So stay put with us and let's roll together. I know I've been doing most of the talking now. Right now, let's come back. So we're going to be talking about this poverty mindset. Gifty, do you have anything to say about that before we read the main
Yes.
scripture?
So, can we even ask if any one of us here have poverty mindset? Sometimes we may not know that we have that thinking. That can be known from the way that we behave and from the way that we do our things. So somebody looking at us or watching us may have this perception about us that, oh, these people have poverty mindset. So I'm sure that nobody will just take it to themselves and say that me, I have poverty mindset. But your actions and your behavior and your choices and the things that you do will term as you having a poverty mindset or not having a poverty mindset. So I think this discussion is very interesting, and we all try and learn together as we talk about all that. So in case you have any little bit of that mindset, we will try and change and turn things around.
Oh, come on, man. We'll try and at the end of the show, you should be able to shift your mindset from being in a poverty set even to the mindset of wealth, spiritual, physical, emotional, social wealth, for that matter. So with that being said, we have a place in scripture that we want to use to begin the discussion, because it's a broad topic. So we think that on this particular discussion, we are taking our cues or our ideas from a place in Scripture, which is Matthew chapter number 25, verses 14 through 30. And that is where most of us know to have the story of the parable of the talents or the parable of the gold, whatever you call it. But definitely, that is where we are gleaning our ideas from, the poverty mindset. So, with that being said, I'm going to tell the story quickly so that we won't have to read that scripture. So, if you are not familiar with what went on in that portion of scripture, what we're going to be dwelling on, it's a parable where a master of a place, or say of a household, or of a job, of a company, however you will put it, gave 5 talents of gold, or 5 talents, to one person, and then he also gave 2 to another person, and then finally he gave 1 to the third person, and then he charged them to use it so that they will bring him the rewards of those pieces of talent, whether it is gold or whether it's even your own talent, physical talent or skill or whatever. You can basically assume it's any of those things that could bring profit. And so when the master came back, the man with 5 talents basically said that he made 5 more talents off of what the master had given him. In other words, he made 100% of profit, to his talent. And then the other man with 2 talents also came back and also brought an additional 2 talents. So he also made 100%. So it was a good day for the master. If you are somebody who is giving people money to go and invest, and you ask of them, to bring whatever rewards, and 2 people come and they tell you that they have doubled what you gave them, that's a happy moment. Come on, man. But if you were the master, you would be very, very happy, as I would, because, I mean, those people really prove themselves as hardworking, a visionary and strong people. But then came the next man, the one that was given 1 talent. And the story says that this person rather came back with no additional talent. In other words, he made no profit. And his reasoning was that he hid his talent, he dug a hole and put the talent underground and then covered it up and came back with the same after the master came. And he had several reasons why he did that. And this is where our discussion is going to be mostly based on. So the poverty mindset, this man coming with no reward, no profit, because he dug down deep and hid his 1 talent, hid his one investment, whatever it is that you could term in today's story. He hid it. Basically, he put it underground and then returned it. So, with that being said, I don't know if you want to add anything before we move on.
Yeah, so I think the master, before he assigned each person's bag of gold or talent, I think he knew the abilities of each servant. So based on your ability, he knows that you can handle 5, and he knows that you can handle 2, and you can handle 1. So he did not just give people because he favored one over the other. He based it on their abilities. That's why the one who got 1 got 1, and the person who got 5 got 5. So if we think of it that way, then the explanation will come smoothly.
Oh, come on, man. That's a good point. He gave them, because that's a relevant question. Somebody may ask, why is it that he gave that man only 1? And the answer is that probably that is what the man thought he could handle.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, it is really true, because if you look at the end of the story, it's saying that the man that got 1 talent brought only that 1 talent back. Imagine if he had given him 5, he would have brought only 5. So no profit on 5 would have been a loss to this man. And so it makes a lot of sense that the person knew him. And let's, before we go on, we're going to really go in deeper into this analysis here. But let's talk a little more about the story. It's said in the story that if you want to read it yourself, that's why it's still on the screen. You can definitely look through and go all the way down. But we feel like it's better to talk about it than to read to you. The man that got 5 and brought 5, the master was ready to give him more because he gained more profit.
Right.
The man that got 2 and got 2 on top, the master also said he was going to give him more. But the person that did not bring anything back was actually chastised. He said that he is taking that from him and that he was actually going to give to people who are able to make money off of what they have been given, which is deep, really, really deep. So that is what we can, summarize from the story. You can basically go on and read for yourself. But we want to pause right quick and give you the chance to think about it, because we have gleaned some basic points from here that we think are a sign of a poverty mindset. We have actually gathered from this man who got 1 and did not make any more. And so we'll be right back. We hope you think about it and then comment after we come back so that we'll share the ideas together, because this is supposed to be an interactive style, unless you have something to add.
Before that, I can also add that the reward, or the way that the man praised the servants, was like the same. Though the first person got 10 total, the second person got 4 total. But you could see that the praise and whatever he was saying was equally good. So it's not just the amount of wealth that you've accumulated, it's more about how you were able to use your talent to get more. So it's not like you are comparing yourself to another person who has amassed more. You are more like, because of what you have, based on what you have, you were able to double it. And because you had 2, doubling it made it 4. But the man, the leader, praised them equally. So sometimes we shouldn't worry so much about the amount. We should worry about what we are using our talents to get.
My goodness. So in other words, it doesn't matter how much you have or how many talents you are given. Somebody can be a singer. The same person plays soccer. The same person is a basketball person. The same person is an athletic. And you look and you're like, man, this person is gifted. Good. But if you are only able to do one thing, maybe all you could do is to give me one talent, to manage money. That is equally good. In other words, Gifty saying that your praise is equally good as long as you manage what you have well and make profit off of it. Because that's what the master did for all of them. All right, so with that being said, we're going to be right back. I want you to think about it and see what are some of the things that we can glean from this man who did not make any profit, and which is an identity of the poverty mindset. We'll be right back. All right, so we are back, and now we're going to delve deeper and see why this poverty mindset is a characteristic of the man who had just 1 talent and who did not make anything more. So I'm going to start off with the points that we have about maybe 8 or 9 points. So stick with us, and we want you to push your own comments also as you watch so that we can add them if it is not anything that we actually saw. It's an interactive show. So let's do this together. So the parable of the talents, as told in the Bible, in Matthew chapter 25, verse 14 to 30, offers a profound metaphor for understanding the consequences of inaction and the rewards of diligent stewardship. Now, I want to continue now. So this parable can be used even to to illustrate the various components of the poverty mindset and how it might inhibit personal and spiritual growth. So now we're going to start with some of the points that we think are relevant to our discussion. The first one, I'll let Gifty start.
Yeah, so with the poverty mindset, I think I was saying that nobody will admit that they have poverty mindset. So if you look at that man who buried his talent because of his action, that's why we are describing him as him having a poverty mindset. So we are trying to go through the things that people do or the things that we do that can be termed as having poverty mindset. So the first one that we can see here is that the man was making excuses.
Come on, man. He's making excuses. We didn't read it, but we can tell some of the excuses.
Yes. So you can see that he is coming up of a whole reason why he buried his talent. So that's the excuses that we are talking about. So if we bring it to our lives, what are the things that we do, the excuses that we give, the reasons why we do what we do, So if we are fond of giving excuses every time there is something that we can change or something is not going well or going through with us, what are the excuses? What are the things that we say that shows that we have poverty mindset? I think the first thing that we will say that, I can't do it. So that can be an excuse. I can't do it. I don't have the ability or the resources or the credentials or something that will make me be able to do it. So these are the excuses that we bring up. If we keep having these excuses, then we are going to be limited in the things that we can do. And that can lead us in poverty. We will never be able to break away from poverty. Because sometimes some of us may have grown up being poor. And because of that, our mind is such that we have all these reasons why we cannot break through. The first one is having excuse of doing things differently. Something is not working. What are the things that is not working in your life? How come that you keep living from paycheck to paycheck? You will come up with thousands of reasons with excuses why you are not making money or you are not being able to save. So if you're fond of having excuses, then you have to change your mindset.
Because that's a sign of a poverty mindset. And as a matter of fact, I will bring one of the excuses that the man said. Since I did the talking about it, narrated the story. The man said that my master is harsh. What if I use this one talent and I lose it? He's making an excuse why he would not use his talent to make more. And a lot of us are making excuses for why, we are not doing what we are expected to do, And if anytime we make an excuse or we give an excuse for something, we are delving into or swimming in the poverty mindset, because rich people will always have reasons why they will do things. Rich people will always make a way. They will create ways. Wealthy people, people who are really bent on improving on their lives, they will ensure that there is a way. And there's a saying that says that where there's a will, there is a way. But if you are the one that is easily making excuses, then of course you are going to have and swim and live with the mindset of the poor. You may not even know it's a problem, because everything will have an excuse. There's a reason why you are poor. There's a reason why you're going to continue to stay poor. There's a reason why you are sick. There's a reason why you're going to continue sick. There's a reason why your marriage is not working. And there's a reason why it will not work. Because there's an excuse. Come on, man. There's a reason.
Yes, so you were saying that rich people don't have excuse. Sometimes it's a reasonable excuse, like it's tangible. Like whatever you are saying is the truth. So that's the excuse. That's the reason. So I think for you not to have a poverty mindset, you can ask yourself, what can I do differently? It's true. Everybody knows that you didn't go to college. Everybody knows that you grew up poor. So that is a fact. But we shouldn't use that as an excuse for not acting, or doing something. So the servant may be right that the master is harsh and unfair, because he can see that he was given only one. Maybe to him it's unfair, right? So he may have a point, all right. But what about if instead of using that as an excuse to not act, to not do anything, then that is a poverty mindset. Though you feel that things are working against you, you don't use that as an excuse. You find a way to make it work in your favor.
Oh, come on, man. Find a way. Find a way. That's the key. A person who does not dwell in the mindset of the poor will always find a way out of what Gifty says may be legitimately good reason for not doing what you have to do. But as we said, if you want to improve upon your life, there's always going to be a blockade. Trust me, you cannot try to improve without meeting a challenge. There's always, I was watching this preacher, he's saying that anytime, and as a matter of fact, it's even in scripture, whenever a door is open, there are many what? Adversaries. As soon as there's a door open for you to go to college, then the adversary of how you're going to pay will come. As soon as a beautiful woman shows up, there's an adversary of how you're going to take care of the woman if you marry them. As soon as a man comes up, there's an adversary of how are you going to, accommodate this person's lifestyle. There is always going to be an adversary or an excuse for not doing or doing something. But like Gifty said, you can either accept that adversary or that problem or that reason and fold your arms, or you can shift your mindset into the realms of the wealthy, where you see problems as though they are not. You see them and still are motivated to change your lifestyle and move on to do certain things that will make you win. And so that making excuses, if you are fond of making excuses, beloved, you are having the poverty mindset. Because the same thing that you are talking about that you think is a difficult issue to handle, somebody faced it and they did something about it and moved forward with it. So you cannot say that because this problem is there, I'm not going to do anything about it. You have to always move up and make it work for you, because that's when you live away from the poverty mindset. I think we're good on that. So making excuses is the first one. Now, if you join and you have any comment, any other reason why this man did live his life this way, you can put it on the chat and we might see it, especially if you are on YouTube or on Facebook. All right, so the next reason why some people are living with the poverty mindset, I'll take this one, is blaming others, the blame game. Oh, come on, man. They will blame everyone for what is not working, except themselves. That is the mindset of the poor. They will blame everybody but themselves. I mean, even if they blame themselves, it's still blame, and you cannot do that and win. So if you want to elevate yourself and your thought processes from being in the poverty mindset, you have to quit blaming others. I'm not saying that people are not to be blamed for your situation. I know. Let's bring it down. What are some of the things? Maybe your dad didn't take care of you when you were a kid. They didn't even push education on you. And you can look back and say that if my dad had just pushed me a little bit, I'd have been a really good student. Yeah, true, but he didn't. So what? You want to live your life, anyhow because somebody didn't do what they were expected to do? Other excuses, other examples. What are some of the other examples? If you can think of some, I'll come up with more. Yeah, I'm poor because I'm black. The system is rigged against me. So I'm blaming all the white people around me because there are reasons. That's why I'm not doing well. Newsflash, there are some black people who are excelling and making money. Nobody else stopped them. Even if they had the excuse of being, held back by certain socioeconomic issues, which we know exist. Trust me, I'm not talking from, the point of being naive. We still cannot fold our arms and say that because somebody is unjust towards you, you blame them and you fold your hands. It doesn't work like that. I mean, I could go on and on and on. You may be a college student. trying to make the grades, and you met a professor who demands so much. Yeah, they do demand a lot. But if they're demanding a lot and you want the A, you have to meet their criteria. You can't blame them and fold your arms and say, I'm just going to take a C or a D because that professor is too harsh. You are blaming your grade on a professor. The poverty mindset is a person who settles, in any life issue at any life state by putting blame on people. So just ask yourself, are you blaming others for your situation, however bad it may be? Are you blaming people for that? What do you think? You have anything to add?
Yeah, so I think blaming others is an easy way route to take.
An easy way out, right? Come on.
Because you can sit and be okay because you have a reason why. Because it's your mom's fault. It's your dad's fault. It's your husband's fault.
It's your wife's fault.
Yeah. Instead of you taking the initiative to look into it and try to find solution, it's so easy because you tell that, oh, this is not me, it's this person's fault. Then you are escaped. You are out of that situation because it's not you. Now we are pointing our hand to the other person. But as we all know, we point to one finger and the rest of the fingers point to us.
Oh, come on, man. You point to one and
all the rest
come back to you, right?
So it's a poverty mindset to blame others because that's the easy way out. You want to take the easy route. What about saying that I take full responsibility of this situation? I know the environment or the economy or the situation is not conducive, but what can I do? What can I do to make it possible? What can I do to change the situation? What can I do to change the dynamics here? Like if you are living in the third world country, or we don't say third world country anymore.
A developing country.
Developing country, and everything around you is so gloomy. So it's so easy to say that, oh, it's the leaders. They squander all the money. They spend all the money. That's why everybody is poor. What about the people living in that condition and they are making it? It means that they found a way around it. So if you want easy way out, you can always blame other people. But if you want to make it in life, if you want to change the condition and situations, you have to take full responsibility of situations, of things that are not happening, and make a way around it.
Oh, come on, man. That is so good. Take full responsibility. Have personal accountability, right? Be accountable to your own actions and inactions, and thereby see what you can take. Because like she said, if somebody made it outside of a place where everybody else is not making it, that person that didn't get any divine help from anywhere, they stuck to the books. They made themselves willing and able to overcome that particular adversarial situation or blame that everybody's blaming to get to where they are. And if a few more people would do the same, then we cannot blame any people and the poverty mindset will be eradicated. The other thing is we're talking to just individuals, but even in governments, there are some governments that say that, oh, I inherited the debts. Oh, come on, man. I inherited trillions of deficits. A lot of loans. My predecessor got a lot of loans. So I came and things were not working. And that is why I cannot bring the country to where it has to be. Or a minister or, a secretary of any department or ministry would also come and give a blaming the predecessor for not doing the things right. If you take the mantle, it is expected of you to forget about the past and move forward. Because you said you can. That's why you took over. And so blaming people before you for not doing anything does not solve the problem. It is your time. Come on, man. It's your time. Yeah, it is your time. And many of us we are playing the blame game so much that our kids are beginning to copy us. They will blame every reason around us so that they don't do what is expected of them. So don't make excuses and don't put blame on others. See your way around where the obstacles are. And trust me, we are not saying that there are no reasons to blame people. Yes, people may be responsible for whatever is not going on right. But blaming them and folding your arms would not, as a matter of fact, it's going to make your situation worse.
Worse, yeah.
Yeah. So what you do is you acknowledge your adversaries, your problems, your challenges, and still find a way to beat it. That is when you overcome the poverty mindset. But just folding your arms and blaming others. And let's come down. Since we mentioned talking about some people in the developing countries, people believing in spirits and blaming witches and wizards for every issue in their lives. Oh, come on, man. Some people, that's all they do. As a matter of fact, it is so sad. Some people, able people, able-bodied people who could work hard and overcome issues, fold their arms because some juju, some spirit, some witch, some spell, somebody is doing them. Somebody cast a spell on them. Oh, come on, man. Blaming others for your in other cases.
Somebody who is a drunkard will say that, oh, the witches have put barrel in my stomach.
In my stomach, so I never get full. Come on, man.
Instead of identifying the problem that you have, the addiction is so deep that you can't break loose. That is a problem. You identify it and do something
Seek
about
medical
it.
help.
Yes,
and break
but the easy way out is to blame the witches. We can't consult the witches and ask whether they are really, really doing it or not.
Trust me, 100% of the time they don't even know about it, and yet they blame them. And the reason I'm saying that is the same problems that these people are facing, other people are facing the same. And the way they came over them is either they tackle the issues head on or just did something different, basically. But other people will fold their arms, like you said, and blame spirits, witches doing you. Like last time we mentioned, some people say that the diabetes they had is because somebody bought it for them. Who sells diabetes on the American market? Maybe on the African market they sell it. But there's nothing like that in the US. We went to school here and we know how it comes. If you are getting sick, seek for help. Don't blame some witch, some auntie, some grandmother who cannot even do anything for the diseases you have. For all you know, it's a genetic thing. You are genetically predisposed. Instead of you to seek help and get better, you just blame others. And that's the poverty mindset. Come on, man. That's the real poverty mindset, which is affecting and afflicting a lot of our folks. Even people who have migrated to, advanced countries and who should know better. Some people are doing the same thing, getting people to do certain things for them from where they came because they are afraid that something is doing them. Oh, come on, man. So that is...
I heard this person saying that, there are two forms of HIV. There is one that is purchased spiritually and put on you, So if there is this blame thing out there, you think that whatever is not going on well is because of somebody doing something against you. So consistently you are living in fear. And you can liberate yourself, set yourself free, find ways and means to find solution and move on in life. If you do have that, you have poverty mindset.
Poverty mindset is all written all over you. If I met you and I ask how you doing, and you start mentioning things that are not going well because of certain things, then at that point, I know you have that mindset. The P mindset, I should say. The POVERT mindset. And it may not mean that you're going to be physically or financially poor, but poverty in this sense, cuts across all areas of life. You may be poor spiritually, you may be poor health-wise, you may be poor socially. Your marriage is not working because you have the poverty mindset. You are blaming your husband or your wife or your in-laws for things that are not working. You have the poverty mindset. Even though it's not financial, you have the poverty mindset. That is why things are not working, because instead of you to fix it, face the issue and find solutions, you are blaming others for that. That's a good point right there. And I think, again, our guy from the story that we talked about, he did the same thing. He blamed his master. He said, the master is harsh. What if I lose this one talent of gold that he has given me? What will he do for me? Afraid of what the master would do, so he hides the talent and make no profit out of them. We are having a lot of people who are hiding their abilities, their talents, the God-given potential, the things that they could have done. Either is some kind of training or education that they have to do, whether it's some kind of a health challenge that they have to seek help for. They are not doing it because of the poverty mindset, blaming others for their situation. And so that is the next point that we have. Now, the third point we're going to talk about is similar to the to the blame, that this person has, the blame game person. And this one is the victim mentality. Victim mentality. Playing victim all the time.
Yeah, so by casting himself as a victim of his master's supposed hardship, the servants avoided responsibility for his economic growth, a common trait in the poverty mindset.
Oh my goodness. So by casting, himself as a victim, by thinking or calling himself as a victim, then he avoids any responsibility. If you're a victim, if something is not working and you are the victim, then it's not you. It's not you. It's not you. It's that person that is causing that. It's that person. It's your husband. Oh, you would have been a wonderful wife. Oh, if you had had a better husband. Oh, come on. You would have been the best man. Before you married, all the books you read, you would have been a top-notch husband. But the woman that you...
The woman that you gave me, that sounds like Adam, right?
Oh, man. The woman that you gave me. She's all the reason for this problem. Blaming others and playing the victim mentality. So you have become a victim of the situation that is around you. And as long as you play victim, victims are paralyzed. If you're a victim of an issue, you become paralyzed, broken. You cannot do anything because you are a victim. You are victimized. When we talk about victims, those of you who know about, we talk about children who are abused, they are victims. We talked about, clergy who abused, children, they become victims. They find it difficult to break off of the emotional trouble that they went through while they were kids. So victims basically can't do anything. And so if you call yourself a victim of a situation, all you're doing is that you are calling yourself that you can't do anything about that situation. And that is what a poverty mindset entails. If you have that mindset of playing victim of every situation, then you fold your arms. In fact, you don't just fold, you become paralyzed. You become broken because you are a victim. And as long as the person playing the victim is around, you cannot break free. And so you will live poor, you will marry poor, you will do everything poor. Why? Because you are a victim.
And so, if you are a victim, you avoid what responsibility?
Exactly.
Because you can't do it.
You can't do it.
Somebody
You're broken.
has victimized you.
Yeah, somebody has victimized you. Somebody is on top of you, and they are making sure that your situation doesn't go away. So as long as you see yourself as a victim, you are not going to break free from whatever situation it is. But today, I hope that after this show, you will call yourself no more a victim.
You are a victor.
You are a victor. Come on, man. You are a victor. You have broken free. You have broken free. As a matter of fact, if you are religious, the blood of Jesus has set you free from all things. You have been freed. If you are an American, you are living in the land of the free. Free from every struggle, from everything. No matter what. Slavery is gone. You are free. We may still have the remnants of slavery. It doesn't mean you are still a slave. You are free. So break off of that victim mentality and do something. Take responsibility for your own life and the lives of those who God has given you, whether they are children or your wife or your parents or whoever is, looking up to you for something, let them feel that you're a victor. You have overcome. You have overcome. Scripture says that, little children, you have overcome them. For greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. Appropriate those things to you, no matter what. Come on. I'm not saying that, some people are not playing against you. But the key here to break off the poverty mindset that we're talking about is to assume responsibility. Even if somebody is authoritatively trying to keep you down, you say, no, I ain't gonna be, a victim in this situation. I'm coming up. I'm going out of this situation. I'm fighting this off. I'm making it. No matter what. There may be discrimination, but I'm not going to succumb to it. I'm not going to bow to that. I'm going to make sure that I live off of that. And I'm going to stand up for my rights. There may be, you can think of whatever. You may be a woman in a place where all the people you work with are men and they seem to overshadow you. Nothing you do comes up as seen. Even they are stealing your ideas because you're a woman and they are getting the promotion. Don't play the victim. Rise up and be responsible and say that, no, I'm going to take a hold of my own destiny and break free from this because I'm a victor. And see God propel you from your point now to a new point where you can become a wealthy person. So yeah, the poverty mindset, a huge one, is to play the victim. And I've made some reference to slavery and stuff like that. People are using that as an excuse to just stay and be where they are, thinking that because of the order of what it was before, they can never amount to, they can never make the money. Trust me, it is not true.
It's not true.
It's not true. We have immigrants that are coming in from Asia and they are making it. And so if you fold your arms and think that because of the past system, which we know some of the remnants are still here, we know, still there's still discrimination. There's still, inequities, even though the law says that there's no inequity. There are, we know. But it is one thing accepting them and then folding your arms, and another thing is saying that, no, I pick it up from here and I'm going to move forward. I'm not going to be a victim of that situation. I'm going to live past it because some people are doing it. Some people don't even speak English. And they come to this country and they make it. They are trying and they are excelling, And so you cannot use the past or even the present as a reason to not do good, And I know some people want to join us on TikTok, but unfortunately we cannot accept live joins. Just watch it and then make your comments right now. All right.
Yeah, with the victim mentality too, somebody can also say that, oh, I was born like that. The DNAs, I inherited that. I was born this way. So I'm a victim. There is nothing I can do. If you do that, you are avoiding responsibilities. So you have to shun it off. If it's disease line that that almost everybody in that family are having that disease, you'll be like, minus me. I'm not going to be a victim to the situation. You can look into it and you may find out that it's just the food that they are eating or the lifestyle that they have. That's why they are experiencing that. You will be like, no, I don't want to fall a victim to this. So I'm not going to sit down and accept the fact that I was born this way and I should remain this way. I don't want that.
Definitely. And some of the diseases too are genetic. So you may have been born that way, or you may have received a genetic trait for a specific disease. The thing to do is not to say that, oh, I'm waiting for the day that my breast cancer comes because my mom had breast cancer and my sister had breast cancer. No. You begin to do disease surveillance. You begin to make sure that you go to checkups earlier. 28, 29, 30, you should be doing your breast mammograms to make sure that you arrest the situation and get it off before it becomes an issue. But you don't say that because they all did it, oh, I'm going to go the same way. No, that's playing victim. But being responsible gives you the power to harness even your abilities to do the things that, other people may have had either upon you directly by choice or not by choice. You take responsibility and overcome those. It's getting fun. It's getting fun here. But if you are watching and you have a comment, make sure you put it in. and put in the thumbs up and let's roll together. All right, so in the interest of time, we move on to the next thing, next point that we can glean from this person who received only one talent, according to that scripture. It's complacency. You want to talk about that?
Yes, so the servant who buried his talent displayed complacency by choosing the safest route that required no effort, no change, showing contentment with minimal achievement.
Oh, come on, man. My goodness. Complacency.
Minimal achievement. You are so satisfied. You are okay at where you are now. You are complacent. That's the verb, right? You're complacent. You don't want to do anything challenging. Some people put it this way, you are at your comfort zone. You are so comfortable. And because of that, you don't want any change. Meanwhile, your talent is such that you can do more.
You can do more.
You can acquire more and you can help people.
Oh,
but because you've received your basic needs, you are okay. So we are here to challenge you. That is a poverty mindset.
Oh, come on, man. Mindset. Unless you achieve enough for it to go beyond you, your family, your immediate family, and your town, and your nation, and to the world, you ain't arrived yet. Come on. You have not gotten anywhere yet. But the sad thing is most people, they get their house, they get their wife, or maybe a couple of kids, and especially in the US, you move to a nice neighborhood, they get a boat, a nice boat, they get some fishing equipment, and that's it. They are done.
They've arrived.
They have arrived. Oh, they got their house, beautiful house. They got a beautiful wife or husband. They got beautiful kids living in a good neighborhood. They even have enough to purchase a boat where they can go fishing on the weekends. What else do they need? Come on, man.
That is good enough, right? That's American dream.
That's American dream. But after you have reached there, you don't stop. That's being complacent. Because the same activity, the same skill, the same job, the same business that you use to achieve those things can continue to give you more. And so you don't remain complacent and say, oh, as for me, I've reached. When other people are still struggling, when people, even in your family, are finding it difficult to make ends meet, would you rather not get more, and then be able to take care of those things, those people, or even people you don't know? When people, in some remote places in different countries where some people are paying monthly bills for people, for some organizations to take care of little kids at school. I heard that Oprah has taken care of a lot of kids, in developing countries, taking care of their tuition and making sure that they had all the nice education that they could get. Would you not do that rather than to fold your arms because you have gotten to some point that you are being complacent? That's a poverty mindset. And yes, you may have a boat, you may have a beautiful house, a beautiful wife, beautiful children, and you are complacent. You still have the poverty mindset, even though you are making 200, 300,000. Come on, man. The poverty mindset doesn't have a limit. If at your level of income, you are still complacent, you have the poverty mindset. Yeah, you're not poor, but the mindset you have is poverty. You can easily revert to poverty because you're not even looking for more. And some people too use religion to say that, oh, but scripture says that you shouldn't be rich. No scripture. Godly contentment. Yes, being content is different from being complacent. Being content is at each stage in your life, you accept and praise God for it. It doesn't say that don't look for more. You look for more and then you expand. I mean, that's the key. I wish I had enough to bless everybody that come my way. I don't know, but that's my mindset. And
that's a rich mindset.
That is a rich or wealthy mindset. If people can come around you and be blessed, that is when you say that you have arrived. But all you have is just for you. Nothing can go anywhere. In fact, if you start giving to people, you are going to go back to poverty. Then you are still in a poverty mindset. And so being complacent is different from being content. So if you are not content, that's the first thing. You have to be content.
Right.
So that you won't be jealous of others. But then after you have received godly contentment, you have to have the mindset which completely wipes out complacency so that you open your arms wide for God to fill. Scripture says that If you open your mouth wide, I will fill it. You have to open your mouth and your heart wide for God to continue to bless, so that you will bless that church. You bless that poor person in church. You'll be able to bless that person who has no education, who is struggling to even pay their rent. That is when you have arrived. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else to say?
Yeah, choosing the safest route.
Yeah, that is choosing the safest route. That is being complacent,
Yeah.
As for me, I don't want trouble. As we say, I've gotten what I will eat. I got my wife. I got my kids. I don't want anything. I'm good. Come on, man.
I'm going to stay in this job because I'm comfortable. Meanwhile, you can start your own job.
You can also start something.
You have take a little risk.
Yeah, you have become a master of that place. You can also start something. That is where you overcome the poverty mindset. All right, so we can move on, right? The next one, in the interest of time, we're going to try and wrap up in an hour. In the next 10 minutes, it will be an hour. The next one is pessimism. Pessimism, now start that. It's similar to the fearful servant, that hid his talent. A pessimistic outlook can prevent individuals from seeing the potential for positive outcomes, leading them to miss opportunities for growth and for investment. Every outlook that some people have is the gloom, the bad. You tell them about life insurance. We again, the reason why we want to add this to it is we are also, apart from being healthcare professionals, we are also financial services professionals. So when we mention certain things that are related to money, we are coming out of authority. We know what we're talking about. All right, and going back to the point I was trying to make, some people, you tell them about life insurance and they're like, hey, but if I buy life insurance, won't my wife kill me? Won't my wife or my husband, when they see that I have life insurance, won't they kill you?
But it has happened, right?
It's not. Well, if they will kill you for life insurance, then you should divorce them before you get life insurance. They do not deserve to be your wife or your husband if their life at this moment, the way you relate, that they can do you harm. They don't qualify to be your spouse. That is how I approach it. So if I know that you are somebody who has that negative thought that you can harm me, then you don't even deserve to live with me, because I don't have to get a life insurance before you kill. You can do it even with little, not just life insurance. You can go and cheat and you kill because you don't want me to find out. So that means that the foundation of that marriage is completely bizarre. It's broken. But the point we are making is that don't have negative outlook on everything in this life. Some people will always find a negative. Invest. What if I lose my money? Yes, when you invest, there's a chance you can lose, but there's also a chance you can win. Have you seen how many people win compared to how many people lose? You do not even compare. You just think about the negative, the pessimist, so you won't do it. You don't want to do it. And that is a poverty mindset. Everybody who is poor, or most people, I should say, who is poor, has either this or some of the other characteristics that we have mentioned. Either they have a pessimistic outlook on life, or they blame others, or they make excuses, or they blame the victim mentality. They have some of these, or a combination of both, or a combination of all. And so have positive spin on certain issues. Do not just make everything negative. Your boss is trying to talk to you about something you should do. You look at it the negative way. He wants to fire me. He doesn't like me. Meanwhile, you know that you could do better. Come on, man. He doesn't want to fire you. If he wanted to fire you, he shouldn't even tell you are doing bad. He should just make you continue to do bad so he fires you. The fact that they are telling you and pointing it to you is they want you to change. But a pessimistic person, or the person with a poverty mindset, will say, oh, this person doesn't like me. And then they start doing the rough thing instead of doing the right thing to fix the issue. Pessimist, negative outlook on everything, missing out on opportunities.
Yeah, so, and some people will say that, oh, everybody's going to die anyway, right? So what's the point
of taking care of myself? What's the point?
So if you do that, you miss out on opportunities, because everything, any idea, you are stuck with your way, and anything new, somebody will bring an idea, a business opportunity or something, and all that you can see is the negative part of it. What about the positive
What about the
part of it?
positive?
You know, the opposite of pessimist is what? Optimistic.
Optimist.
You are optimist. You have hope. You have like bright outlook of things, you know, but you are always looking at the bad part, the gloomy part of every situation. If you are such a person, you have a poverty mindset.
Oh, come on, man. And some people can't even marry. Some people, for them, marriage has become a tough thing because every guy that comes around, they will look at them and say that this guy, the way he's nice, the way he has macho, I don't think he's going to stay with me alone. He's going to cheat. Negative mindsets. The fact that the guy is nice doesn't mean he's a cheater. You know, there are some guys that may cheat, but you don't make that, you know, into a reason not to be open for marriage. Some people say, I won't marry at all because of what I've seen other people go through, because of what, you know, has gone through in some of the marriages that I've witnessed. You are being pessimistic. Their marriage and their life is not yours. If anything, try yours first before you make or come into conclusion. So that's a poverty mindset. But in the interest of time, let's move on because we want to wrap up soon. The next one
is lack of drive, right? There is no desire or nothing in there for you to cause any change. So the unproductive servant lack the initiative to invest his talent, which can be likened to a lack of drive to pursue goals or better one's situation. So if you lack that in life, life becomes so like gloomy because you there is no drive.
There's no drive.
There is no desire to change your situation. You know that you are not doing well in the job and everybody is telling you go to school. You know, take 6-month course or 2 years. Go to school and that will elevate you from the poverty line to a middle income. You've been hearing this over and over and over, but inside you have no drive, no desire to change your situation. If you do that, you have a poverty mindset.
Poverty mindset. Lack of drive. There's no push. Nothing pushes them. You know, nothing pushes them. It's like, I'm all right. You know, complacent comes with, you know, being complacent comes with being, having lack of drive because you are not moved. You have no motivation. You lack motivation to do the things that you're supposed to do. And so that is another thing. But we're going to power through the last few ones. There's another one that we call lack of faith. In a spiritual sense, the servant's lack of faith in his abilities and in the possibilities for multiplication of his resources mirrors a lack of faith in divine providence and support. This, you know, for those who started from the beginning, in our story, we told about the parable of the talents. This man who hid his talent, one of the reasons is that he had no faith. He never believed that if he invested that one talent, he could make more money. While the others who had some did, he had no belief in divine providence, that God is going to help you. You know, I know it's hard, but let me put in a little, and I'm expecting God to push me and to help me. Lack of faith can push you into the poverty mindset because you do not really have faith and believe in the fact that God can help you do any little thing that you have to do.
Yeah, and I think the biggest of them all is fear of failure.
Fear of failure. Oh, come on, man. They are afraid that they will fail, right?
So fear led the servant to bury his talent. This fear of failure can paralyze action and lead to missed opportunities, keeping individuals in a state of poverty. So a fear of failure. What if I do this and I fail? Everybody will laugh at me. For all that you know, nobody is even saying what you are going through. For everybody to laugh at you.
And who cares if they laugh?
Yeah. And if you fail, last time I think we talked about it, you learn from it and you get better next time. So not making an attempt to change your situation is a really bad situation. That is a state of bad poverty mindset.
Fear of failure. Another sign of the poverty mindset. People who have a poverty mindset will never start anything because they always think that when they start, they will fail. So they will continue to remain poor. And again, as I said, poor not just financially, it could be in relationships. They have nobody to marry because they don't even want to start thinking about it because they are afraid that the marriage won't work because other people's marriages are not working. So they have that poverty mindset, and it permeates through all their lifestyle. It could be financial, could be emotional. They're always thinking about failing. When others are trying, they do not try. There's a poem that says that it's a lesson you should learn. Try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Then your courage should appear. Right? Oh, come on, man. I'm going to medical school right now. Yeah. So try again. And even if you fail, that's where I'm going at. Even if you fail, trying again will make you, as Gifty said, you will learn lessons and move up so that you do not continuously live in a poverty mindset and become paralyzed because of the fear of failure. I think we have about 2 more to go, and then we will be getting out of your way. But we want to see if you have a comment, or if you don't agree with any of the points we've brought, you can put it in the chat too, and we can see it. But for now, the next one is short-term thinking. A person with a poverty mindset has a short-term thinking. Again, with a person that we talked about in the beginning, you see, the servant, he chose immediate safety for potential long-term gain. A decision that reflects short-term thinking prevalent in the poverty mindset. Because he felt like, hey, what is it that this man will come in like a year, 2 years for his money? This is nothing. Let me just put it under the ground and safely keep it. Once he comes, I just give his money back to him. Short-term thinking. Forgetting that if he made money, he would be able, or he made profit, he would be able to live on the profit for more. Those people who used their talent and gained more, they were giving even more, and their lives were not going to be the same. And so if you have the short-term thinking, then you have the poverty mindset. Now, if we bring it to practical life, now day-to-day life, a person who has a short-term thinking is a person who will say that, hey, why should I even go to school? Why should I do this course? After all, I'm 50. And today at church, the preacher said that it doesn't matter what age you are, God can use you at any point. He has called people at age 75. Abraham, right? 75, he called them, go to, this place that you don't know that I'm going to show you. 75. He's giving people babies at 90, 95. He's giving people, it doesn't matter for God. He can call you at any time. But people with short-term thinking say that, oh, I'm 40. I can't take any classes. 40, you can't take classes. Go and learn from Father Abraham. At 40, he started a class of faith. Come on, man. Yeah. At 75, he started with a class, with a training for faith. So it doesn't matter what it is. A person who doesn't have a poverty mindset will always go forward. But a person with a poverty mindset will make excuses and say that, oh, this is not worth it. It's short term. They are always thinking short term. Always thinking short term. Even with the life insurance issue and financial investment that we're talking about, talk to somebody who is like 30 or 20. You talk to them about life insurance, they're like, oh, we are young, we are not going to die soon. Yeah. But do you know that if you bought it earlier, you would save more money? Short-term thinking. They wait until they're 50. We talk to them and then they cannot afford because they did not look into the future. Same thing, people not, using or taking advantage of 401ks that their companies are giving them for free. Because now they can get all the money, they're like, hey, I'm just going to give it. I'm just going to use it. I'm still young. No, short-term thinking. That's a poverty mindset. Think about the future. Think about retirement. What is going to happen? Think about your children and your children's children, and make such decisions. A man with a poverty mindset will only have short-term thinking. You have anything to add?
Yeah, and sometimes so with savings, you have money, it's only $50, it's $100. Okay. Instead of going out to eat every week, this is a short-term gratification. Like this time, I just want to enjoy life right now. What about if you think of it in the long term? What about if I invest this amount? If I put $100 every month, so you are thinking long term. So there are things that can gratify you, like give you satisfaction now,
Short term.
you are not doing it. You are saving it because you are thinking differently. Long term, the outcome, the things that will bring you, like going to school, you are investing in yourself. So that when you are old, the things that the work that when you're young you can do, when you are old, you can't do the same kind of a job. But if you invest in yourself, you add value to yourself so that you become more valuable, that at your old age you can do certain jobs and bring in more money. So you have invested in yourself long term. But because you can have 4 jobs at this
No.
time, at your age, you don't want to invest in yourself. You just want the money because we just came for a short time. We are all going back home. So you have short-term thinking and you just want to work 4 jobs, accumulate wealth, and just go away. But from history, we can look at people that have been here longer. We realize that nobody is going anywhere anytime soon.
They are stuck here. And even if you go away, wouldn't you rather retire with a good paying job where you can, work comfortably, take care of yourself, than to go and then still have to do manual jobs because you did not think long term. So that's the key. Have long term thought. Poverty mindset is now. And I mean, you said that, maybe you eat every week, you go out and eat. We don't say don't eat out, but you can cut back. You can do once a month, or once every 2 weeks, just so that you can get the rest to do certain things long term, like insurance, investment, whatever it is that you can also put money in to do for you. But the man with a poverty mindset, we say no. They will even tell you that they don't have money, but if you go into their budget and you look at the things that they are doing, you can see how much waste that they are giving out because they are not thinking more about the future. So poverty mindset, short-term thinking.
They just want the enjoyment.
Now,
they want to go to party every week. They want to spend the money, the paycheck, they squander everything. If you do that, you have poverty mindset.
And the next and the last one that we want to talk about is resistance to help. A person with a poverty mindset, they resist help. If you try to help them, you say no. The servant's decision to bury the talent instead of seeking advice or ways to profit from it can be seen as a resistance to utilizing available resources or help. That's this, another big character of the poverty mindset. They don't want any help. You talk to them about any financial products, they think you're going to make money off of them. And so they rather not seek for any help. And it's so sad because they think you are going to profit. So they will rather lose. Come on.
Is that more like African mentality?
No, it's not just in Africa. It's everywhere. Jamaicans, Americans. It is a state of the depravity of humankind. Like we're thinking about what we will lose, not thinking about what we will gain. Resisting the help of others. And sometimes people think that if you help them, then you are telling them they are nothing, which is not true. Everybody needs help. Whatever your level is, you could still use help. It's like having a coach. If you are a basketball player, you need coach. No matter how good you are, you need coach. And the coaches also have their own coaches. People who tell you and turn you to the right places. But if you have the poverty mindset, the moment somebody talks about financial issues, oh, no. As for me, I don't want to talk about it. They will fight you. No. Health insurance, no. I will not buy health insurance. I'm young. And God forbid something happens and they are sick. They lose everything. But insurance is for the future. It's not just that. It could be any other life issue that you can think of. They will not go to church. You tell them, go to church. Be this person that is rolling with a community. They will resist until they lose something, and then now they need the community support. Now they need everybody to come and back them up. It is resistance to help. It is this mindset of the poor. And some people are struggling in their marriages. All they need is to seek a marriage counselor, seek the advice or the counsel of some pastors and elders of the church, or go to professional people, psychologists and others for help. They will not resisting help. The mindset of the poor, and they are struggling into in their relationship, not seeking help because of the mindset of poverty. So I think that's what I have for that. I don't know if you have anything else to
Yeah,
add.
and also I think sometimes if you go to a new area or a place that you are not familiar with, or you don't know the system, and the best thing that you have to do is to just utilize the available resources around you. You have people that are already in that practice or that are doing what you aspire to do. The least you can do is to consult with them and ask them and see where they can help you. You don't have to resist help, you know, because you want to make it. And sometimes, too, if you talk to people like that, you're not going to repeat mistakes that they made, So that will cut down certain things for you for seeking help or consulting with people that are already in that trade. You want to start a business, somebody is already in there, so the person with that one talent, maybe he knew people with the five and the two talents. The least that he could have done is to talk to them
Let's see
and
how they're
see
doing this.
how they are doing. But because he did feel like he doesn't need any
It's
help,
resistance
he
to
just
help.
bury it under and just
Just relax.
relax,
Let's chill.
and start do the victim
Mentality.
thing and blaming and excuses and all that. If you do that, you have poverty
Mindset.
mindset.
So we are wrapping up at this end. And if you are watching live, you can still put your comment or your idea on there. If you're watching after the live, you can also comment, ask questions. We want it to be interactive and fun. So make sure you put in whatever else you think we should have touched on that we did it. Because I know it would take us all day if we continue. But we want to pause here and thank you all for joining us. But in summary, we say that this parable teaches that success and fulfillment often require taking risk and being proactive. It criticizes inactivity and fear driven decisions, advocating for the use of giving resources to their fullest potential. The lessons emphasize the importance of overcoming a poverty mindset by embracing responsibility, key, embracing initiative, another one, and having faith in one's ability to create change. If you don't have these, trust me, you are not going to move forward. And these are some of the things that will make you overcome that poverty mindset. And again, remember, poverty mindset is not just for the poor, it's for the poor in any area of your life: social, marital, financial, of course, and of course also health. Because some people refuse to seek help when they are sick. They know that they need to take care of themselves, and yet they are not. No matter what, they are just rolling without, physical, annual physicals. They don't do it. They don't see their doctors. They are just living and waiting for something to happen. That's all resistant to help, and it's part of the poverty mindset. And I'll use this to also introduce to you that we have another channel on YouTube. We also come live every other Sunday. So we will talk about social and health, social issues and financial issues on one Sunday, and the following Sunday we talk about health. And so if you have not visited our health channel, go to youtube.com/ at Dr. Oteng, youtube.com/ the at sign DROTENG, and then you have tons of videos on health. We actually posted one video yesterday, and we want you to check it out. And also subscribe over there so that when we go live on that channel too, you can see it. And for those who are watching on TikTok, our channel here is youtube.com at whole life channel, one word, whole life channel. And then also, of course, our health channel is the one I just said earlier. And so we thank you for being with us and joining us today. And we hope to have fun next week. We will see you on a very important health topic. Make sure you follow. Click the follow button if you're on Facebook, TikTok, so that you will see it. But for the most part, we want you to go to our YouTube channel and YouTube channels and subscribe. With that being said, we can close, right? And we will say, Beloved,
we wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers.
Thanks for watching, and God bless.